Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are. And we are just gonna shoot the shit about D23. We're gonna talk about some of the random stuff before we actually get into the main crux of the thing to give you people time to join us. Because I'm finding lately that the minute you start this stream, not many people put your phone on silent. Not many people
Sorry.
are gonna be coming in straight away. You have to kind of warm things up. So that being said, let's talk about the Little Mermaid. And the Little Mermaid, holy shit! Did you hear that voice? Did you see the trailer?
Part of that world.
No, actually, that one
That
went past
voice
me.
was incredible.
Yeah, I heard people
Like
going on about
holy,
that.
like literally, like I had no interest in watching this, but if that voice is going to be singing throughout the film, I'm in. I'm in just for that voice. It blew me away. Now Disney's live action remakes have not been great of late. They they had one or two good ones to start off with, like Jungle Book and I think Beauty and the Beast. But everything since then has been a bit naff. Pinocchio, the more recent casualty of a milk toast remake that
Hey, I resemble that remark.
you resent, not resemble.
No, I resemble that remark. Trust me.
Oh, all right, okay, you resemble that remark. I'll take that back. Yes, you do. You milk toast piece of poop. But yeah, the Pinocchio has just been absolutely slated as just bland and rubbish and completely pointless. I mean, when you compare it to the original 1940 film, that was very dark, very brutal, very like just beautifully animated.
No, I hated that movie.
I love the animation of it. The story of Pinocchio itself is so boring. Like, how many more times do I need to see? You know, if I want to see somebody talking about wanting to be a real fucking boy, then I'll just watch porno and see someone's dick growing to somebody or whatever. I don't know, but then I suppose they showcased there was also Percy Jackson. I don't know if any of you lot are interested in Percy Jackson. Maybe your kids might be, but the only reason I bring up Percy Jackson is okay. J.K. Rowling is a tough human garbage, but she had a bloody good point about Harry Potter when Steven Spielberg was originally going to direct the films. Okay, when Steven Spielberg came in to helm the project, he wanted to take it to America, make it American,
Oh
and she
god.
said, under no circumstances are you going to make this American? Because the last thing I want is Harry Potter in a leather jacket, screaming and whooping like an idiot. All right. The audience have grown up with the books. They know the set in Britain. It is a British setting. I want it in Britain, or I'll walk away. I have the money. I'll walk away. I don't care. And Spielberg left the project, obviously, because he was butthurt that he couldn't Americanize it. And then,
God for
not
that.
long after that, we get Percy Jackson. Now, if you see Percy Jackson is exactly what Harry Potter would have been had Spielberg had his way. And that is why, that's the only reason I bring it up, because it always reminds me of we dodged a massive bullet. Thanks to J.K. Rowling being, stubborn and saying, no, we'll keep it in England. So
I've seen the Percy Jackson adaptations from book to film or book to TV series, and they're poor.
they're rubbish.
They're rubbish. They're rubbish.
They're rubbish.
I like Percy Jackson. I do generally like him individually, but what they've done to the adaptations is an absolute fucking joke. It's Sci-Fi Channel worthy bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is. Absolute, it's garbage, and that's what Harry Potter would have been. And just sometimes you just have to put your foot down and just say, "Look, I know what my project's worth, and I'm not going to have you ruin it." Because if they'd have put it in America, it would have flopped. We never would have had it. We would have had to wait another decade for a remake.
Daniel Vance says, "Got," which I'm assuming is God. This stream is so scripted, and those green screens are horrible corporate shrills for Disney. We are.
Absolutely,
We
yes,
are.
we have been called out. Darn it!
And then he says,
What can I
"Afternoon,
say?" But still better effects than She-Hulk. Okay, we're 5 minutes in, so we can now just get to the more meatier stuff of the
Actually,
Oh,
very
go for it.
quickly,
Yes, Sam.
you guys went with us, with myself and Jose and Dixie when we did the Assassin's Creed Ubisoft Expo yesterday. Daniel Vance was with us, by the way. What's your opinions on that? I'll start with you, Ginge.
Ubisoft have officially become a one-game company. They have nothing else that could spark interest. They had some DLC, I think, for The Division. Nobody gives a shit about that game. Then they tried to showcase a bunch of other stuff. Nobody gives a shit about those. Literally, there was 4 separate Assassin's Creed videos, all to do with that Infinity thing that they're going to push, which is basically live service Assassin's Creed. And they're even going to be like, oh, it's going to be multiplayer. I'm like, how the fuck could you not do all these years multiplayer just because it flopped during Unity? You're telling me you didn't have the tech just to do co-op? You didn't even have to do PvP. Just a co-op Assassin's Creed game, and now you're contemplating it for Infinity. I cannot wait for the demise of this company. I hate them with a passion. They're horrible human beings that run that place, and they just can't do anything anymore. How the hell did the company that gave us some of the best games in the 90s and 2000s become this empty shell of a company, a one-game wonder? And that game is so bloody boring as well. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed. That I honestly feel this company is dead man walking now. I don't think Assassin's Creed will be enough to keep the studios open because they've got so many studios that you can't just rely on one game. All the other games they've released, all of them, and Skull and Bones, I'm going to put on there now, have been massive flops. Massive flops. They had this battle royale game, first person battle royale game, where they had to pay people to fill up the servers. Okay, everything they've released, that fucking game where you like, you know, snowboard and ride things and all this guy, oh, they have all flopped. They scrapped about 4 games because nobody asked for them. That Xfinity, this fucking Tom Clancy paintball bloody game, another battle royale, linked to the bloody Ghost Recon. Oh, they've scrapped all of that. They literally had to take a DLC for Valhalla and make it into a separate game because they have nothing for the shareholders in the Christmas period. This is all they had. And they rushed Skull and Bones to get it out there just to have something for the shareholders. And it's just not going to be enough. I seriously think that Yves Guillemot will end up selling this company to a private equity firm. I don't think any big companies are going to buy Ubisoft because they ain't really worth shit. You know, they're properties that are just so milked dry that even a new company just won't be able to ignite any kind of interest. So they'll just get bought out by some soulless fucking private equity firm, and that will be the end of Ubisoft. Anyway,
people have been clamoring for a Splinter Cell game for close to a decade now, I would say.
Yeah,
You know, it feels like that. Nothing at all. Or we're getting all these bullshit mobile versions of games that will already be created, like The Division and stuff like that. Don't care. I genuinely, you know, somebody who owns Division.
Cat, I swear, go lie down. Every time I do a stream, every fucking time.
Don't care. And obviously, for me, what ruined this entire expo was the fact that we got hardly any gameplay trailers. We want gameplay, and we got nothing. Cheeto, you got anything to add?
No, I just can't wait for Ubisoft to die so you guys can move on to the next gaming company that you guys can utterly try to rip apart and trash.
Well,
I don't even stop with me, because here's the thing: is like you got you guys in gaming's a lot of, like, I'm glad I wasn't on the stream yesterday, because listening to you guys, that visibly infuriated me. So like that's fine. Like, you guys have your opinions and that's fine. But you know what? And I'm not saying that you guys are wrong either. I'm just saying it's like some days gamers, their insatiable appetite to like just not like anything, it baffles my mind. And I do. I hope that Ubisoft goes under so you guys move on to whatever other bullshit company that's
Hey,
gonna let you
hang
guys
on.
down, and then we're good. So D23.
Hang on. Again, you've fallen into a very, very propagandized trap of us hating the haters are the bad guys, not the companies that aren't producing literally nothing of value.
I liked Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I know Zam's on there going, "Oh, it's bollocks, it's bullshit, and everything like that." And it's like, okay, well, I guess then just move
Okay,
on.
look,
Don't play Assassin's Creed anymore.
but that's fine. But we're talking about a company that used to give us Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, good Assassin's Creed games. Okay, and they've gone from all this kind of stuff. Rainbow Six, when it first launched, was really, really good. All right, but they've gone from all this to literally just Assassin's Creed. That's it. And it's Assassin's Creed. That's just Assassin's Creed, and it's the bad version of Assassin's Creed. Like the reboot version is so boring. Okay, nothing against the settings and all of that. Like Origins for me is the most beautiful level they've ever done. Like the setting of Egypt was amazing, but the gameplay, oh my god, it was like RPG but crap RPG. And
Yeah, but here's the thing: I didn't like Origins either, but I don't sit there and just like bullshit on it on days on end.
Look,
As I
look,
said,
just to get my two pennies worth. Like my issue with the Expo was lack of gameplay. I just wanted to see some fucking gameplay.
and I wanted a ticker that said every time you said gameplay, I wanted to click a
Well,
little
that's the whole
clicker
point. Like, you want me to be invested in these games? Don't show me cinematics where I
And
can't play them. I want to be able
I
to know
understand
what
that.
I'm
That is a
playing.
legitimate gripe. I'm not saying the expo was fine. I mean, you're right. There was one game with gameplay which you guys thoroughly shit on, which was Mario and Rabbids, which isn't even geared towards you guys. And you're like, I haven't cared about this. As blah, blah, blah. You don't even put yourself in the shoes of the gamer who might be interested in it. If it's not geared towards you, then just say so and move on. But
I
you guys
already
shit on it
acknowledged.
for like
I
the
already acknowledged
entirety
it,
of the
but
time.
I already acknowledged that it wasn't for me. Yes, and I did shit on it as well. But once it came to the stuff that I was interested in, no gameplay. And yeah, I'm saying it again. It's just like, make us, like salivate us a little bit. Let us know what we're going to be getting involved in. Let me know what I'm going to put my
they
money
don't
in.
have anything. That's the problem.
You know
Like
what I mean?
Beyond, when they first showed us Beyond Good and Evil 2, I
Oh
was
yes,
moister than an oyster because the
yes.
gameplay looked so much different. I mean, first of all, one of the characters could fucking jump, something that they don't put in Ubisoft games. How often do you just get stuck behind the rock because you can't jump in a fucking game? And it's always unique to Ubisoft. Anyway, they scrapped that fucking project and they give us a bunch of benign bollocks that is just piggybacking off of success of other game companies. Everyone's copying each other. And I always used to think that Ubisoft used to be more of a trendsetter, but now they're just playing catch up. Give me Beyond Good and Evil 2, okay? And I guarantee you that fucking game will sell like crazy. If they stick to its original look and plans and just make it bigger, that game will sell like bank. Not these battle royale, shooty, wanky, shitty things and stabby, stabby. Well, I can't really shit on Assassin's Creed as much as I want to. It sells well. So that's why they're a one game company now. They're like Activision. Activision is a one game company. What do they have? They have Call of Duty. That is it.
Daniel, after this, we'll move on. Daniel Vance says Ubisoft can and has made good games, but their business practices don't respect me as a buyer or player. They took away hundreds of dollars of games from me without notice.
See, that's something to be upset about. Like that.
Listen, they were my favorite games company. That's why I'm fucked off with them. They were my favorite company. In the early 2000s, Ubisoft could do no wrong. The early Rainbow Six games, the early in fact, I've enjoyed every single Splinter Cell game ever made, even the one that pissed everyone off, which I think was it Conviction? I loved that game. I
The
didn't
one
mind
without
that.
Michael Ironside.
Yeah, that one.
Without Michael Ironside. Yeah.
Without Michael Ironside. The one that was a bit more simplified gameplay, like click here, move
Yeah.
there. But I love that game. But it's just when live services became a thing, that was the end of Ubisoft. Ubisoft just became very narrow-minded, and since Unity have just been focused on heavily monetizing their games without providing good games or good gameplay or working games, should I say. And that's my main gripe.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Please.
Okay, so we had D23, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch any of the panels because I don't care about the sycophant. I don't like panels in anything. Sycophantic rubbish. Everyone's kissing each other's ass and saying how great they are when in reality things aren't great. That being said, I want to talk about Star Wars. Because we got the Tales from the Jedi, a series of shorts that seems tied to like the Clone Wars style animation, and I have no interest in it.
It looks
Cheeto,
like the origin of Count Dooku. I saw the origin of Ahsoka. I mean, it looks whatever. My kids will probably like it, so whatever.
yeah, I think it's definitely one of those that it'll get hardcore fans in, but it looks definitely more like geared towards the kiddies.
Watch the trailer again and listen to Count Dooku, because he sounds like fucking Alan Rickman from fucking Harry Potter. He sounds like Snape.
Well, it's the voice actor who played.
What are you doing now?
In the Clone Wars.
So, but nevertheless, I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm more curious about the back, and obviously, a young Qui-Gon Jinn and all of that. I mean, it's got to be a tad bit curious. It's always good to extend the lore a little bit here and there.
I mean, look, they could be surprisingly good. The Groot series was fantastic, and that
Still
was
haven't
just
seen that.
Couple of minutes. Oh, watch it. It's well worth watching.
Dude, they're like 3 minutes a piece. I mean,
3-minute episodes.
I
really good.
did not think it was that good, but I mean,
No?
the only thing I got out of it was Baby Groot's a dick. That's it.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, because he's a dick. But I'll always, for me, animation trumps live action all the time in terms of my preference. So I will always give anything animated a go.
You should watch The Bad Batch.
Huh? I didn't like it. Nah, fucking
fair
rubbish. Nah, rubbish. I can't get into that animation style and the Clone Wars stuff and all that. I've tried.
They look like animated marionettes, don't they?
Yeah, it just irritates me. But Moon Girl, for example, the animation style in that looks fucking weird and interesting. So I'll definitely give that a go. It looks good as well for what it is, but we'll get into that in a minute. So after that, we had Mandalorian season 3. Now the trailer looked amazing, but I'm really pissed off that Groot is back. Like really
Grogu?
pissed off.
You said Grogu. You said Groot.
Yeah, sorry, Grogu. I'm really pissed off that Grogu's back. It's going to be a distraction because I really wanted them I hope they still do it anyway, regardless of Grogu. It's just make this a Mandalorian heavy season with that delves into the lore, and we get just a civil war between them, and I want to see that stuff. I don't want these side quest stories dealing with pointless characters. So it looks good. I hope it's good. Your guys' thoughts? I'll start with you, Zan.
Well, it looks like we're going to get an abundance of Mandalorians in this show, which is always interesting to know. And Mandalore looked like it was absolutely fucking fucked up beyond belief. So it's going to be repaired. I think maybe Bo-Katan could be a sort of antagonist in this. And they still have Moff Gideon as well, because I saw Giancarlo Esposito at D23. So I do think he will have a part to play in that. Yeah, it looks good. He's flying around in space still in that prequel era ship. So we're going to be getting some. I want to see a little bit more space. Some more dogfighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know what to make of it. I mean, apparently he might have to redeem himself for taking off his helmet and all of that. So that was
that's why it goes to Mandalore, because you have to go through the waters or some fucking shit to.
But at the same time, he's the leader of Mandalore because he's got the dark saber.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of things. So it depends on which faction accepts him. and stuff like that. Will we see Pedro Pascal without his helmet in this particular season? But apparently he wants to take his helmet off. But that means he'll probably have to be on set more. Because Pedro Pascal's also done The Last of Us, which is basically Mandalorian with a young girl instead of a young boy. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I mean, it should be enjoyable. The last 2 seasons have been palatable. You know, so yeah, fair enough.
They've had their moments, that's for sure. Cheeto.
I mean, The Mandalorian has a lot of legwork it needs to do before it works its way back into my graces. At the end of last season, it really killed its momentum for me. I'm excited to see them going to Mandalore, and maybe we'll be getting out of the Jedi bullshit. But at the same time, I'm like, it's got a lot of legwork if it wants to get me back as a viewer. So more than likely, I'll watch it. But it's becoming more and more not my cup of tea.
It's doing too. Like last season, it was doing too much to set up other shows. I fucking hate when shows do that. I really do.
Season 2 of Mandalorian was the Iron Man 2 of Mandalorian.
Yeah. It was just trying to set up too much. It really pissed me off.
Well, the best parts of Book of Boba Fett was when we had Mandalorian on screen. Ironically, don't you think?
The irony is we got better episodes of Mandalorian than we did in the Mandalorian series itself.
Mm-hmm.
No more Luke Skywalker either. Like it was. I felt emotional seeing him at the end of season 2, and it was good to see him a little bit in Book of Boba Fett. But that's it. You know,
that was the nail in the coffin for me when Luke showed up. I'm like, for God's sake, like just go.
I don't mind maybe in the Ahsoka series that it works there, but regarding the Mandalorian, I never want to see them two cross paths again.
Yeah. The only people I want to see in the Mandalorian are established characters that are in the Mandalorian. Like obviously we're going to see Apollo Crews and all of that in there, and so just give me those characters. Don't give me any more spin-off fucking characters. Don't give me any more pricks that are supposed to be Rogue Squadron bullshit or whatever. Just give me the fucking Mandalorians going at it. The hardcore Mandalorians versus Bo-Katan's lot. Give me that. That's what I want from the show.
And also, maybe we can hear through some radio broadcast that Cara Dune's ship has crashed and she's dead. That'll be pretty cool.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Right. So then we had another trailer. We didn't really do much, but it was another trailer for Cassian Andor. Where are the fucking aliens? Again, it's spot the alien in this trailer. It's like every shot was like, yeah. We'll get every race of human, but fuck the aliens. I was like, oh, I'm not watching Star Wars, really, am I? I'm just watching a bunch of tramps on a screen that are being oppressed by the Empire. If I want to do that, I'll just live my real life, because that's what's happening out in real life. Anyway, I still think this might be a good one. This might hopefully, because the production company, I think the directors and all that are like British, and it has a very British vibe about it. So I'm hoping
real locations as well.
Something a bit cleverer, a bit well written, a bit more like a fucking war film rather than a pansy ass shite fest that Star Wars keeps churning out.
Want to see the dirt nitty gritty of the rebellion. That's what we want.
Exactly that. I don't want no fucking, I'm like, yes, I want to see the Mon Mothma stuff about building up the rebellion. I want to see that side, but I want to see the Empire and what a cunt it is. That's what we're there for. We're not there to do fluff pieces over characters,
I want the turmoil of like the rebellion realizing that they have to become as big of cunts as the Empire to survive. You know what I mean? Like I want that. Because in Rogue One we saw Cassian make the hard choices. He was killing informants and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's like we need that stuff. Like that we need to see the dark side of the rebellion.
Yep.
12 episodes, I heard, by the way.
Yeah, 12 episodes.
And they're doing 2 seasons, aren't they?
It's 12 episodes a season with 2 seasons scheduled, I think.
I mean, as long as it's good. If it's not good, then...
They must have a lot of faith in it, because to invest that many episodes, they must think it's really good.
Well, that's
but that don't say much, because they said that about Obi-Wan, and that was horseshit. Sorry, Cheeto. So I spoke
Oh, I
over.
was just gonna say probably at the end of it, Obi-Wan shows up to, Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan shows up to help the rebellion, so that's why they're.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Darth Vader. That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that
but
makes sense.
makes sense, exactly. It makes sense him being there. Just like he was in Rogue One. It made sense him being there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then again,
So,
we need to see maybe Tarkin. That makes sense for him being there, and they've
Yeah.
already had a CGI Tarkin in Rogue One, so it would
yeah.
make sense to see him there.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
makes
Even Ben
sense.
Mendelsohn's character makes sense for him being there. Whether we see him or not is another thing, which I doubt.
Which would be
But,
really funny if Cassian and what I don't remember what the character what was his name? The guy you just mentioned.
Philip Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, his character. Like, it would be really funny if they cross paths beforehand, and he's just such an arrogant prick that he just forgot by Rogue One. Like, I mean, he
never
could.
know.
He's like
when
an
he's in when he's in like an admiral disguise, and they cross paths that way.
Yeah. I just thought it would be very up a stuck up Imperial admirals, to come across somebody and just to automatically forget about them 5 minutes later.
Of course, yeah.
It's funny.
Sorry, go on.
It's funny when this. I thought the whole concept of the show was really stupid initially, but now I'm a little bit more on board. It's a bit like making the Solo film. I didn't understand the point of it, but now this is looking very interesting, and just the whole image of it. Yes, barring the aliens, but go on.
No, and I agree with you. I don't like the premise that we're doing a prequel with Andor, the guy who's supposed to be dead now, because we know how his life turns out. If they called this Star Wars, Rise of the Rebellion or something stupid like that, and you didn't focus on a character per se, well, you have to focus on a character, but you don't need Cassian Andor to make this series work. They're using the name because he was in Rogue One. That's the carryover. But I don't care about Cassian as much, because I'm I liked him in Rogue One, but it's now we do this prequel, and it's oh, well, we know he's going to live through all of this show, and he's going to die. It's I don't mind him maybe guest starring on this show, but it's why are we following a guy that we know is going to die anyway?
The only counter I heard about that is that they said that about the prequels, that we know that Ben Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker and the Emperor are all going to die anyway. So what's the point of doing those prequels? But they did them regardless, and same with Cassian Andor.
So I'm very interested in the premise of this show. The character of Cassian Andor is not drawing me to this show. It is
it's the timeline where it's set. That's the interesting thing. And if it's very much like Rogue One, then it's interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
But like Vance says, he cares more about Mon Mothma's story arc, which is
me too.
See, when you have an interesting female character that people actually want to fucking see, not just plant them in there and make the poor woman get fucking abused by the internet. Was Mon Mothma's yes, I want to see Mon Mothma's rise. I want to see.
No, but this is us we're talking about. She's still going to get abused by the internet regardless.
I'm still going to get abused. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be like, I thought this was Andor's show. Why the fuck are we seeing this ginger bitch on there?
Yeah.
But no, I want to see this kind of stuff,
That's why I kind of wish it was called Rise of the Rebellion and focuses on Mon Mothma more.
Huh?
That's why I kind of wish they had the name as something different, and they focused on Mon Mothma more than.
They just could have called it Star Wars Rebellion. That's it. Just Rebellion, and then they could have just
more
on the Rebellion. You could have had Admiral Akbar. You could have even had fucking Leia in there and all this kind of stuff, and doing what they're doing behind the scenes.
But regardless,
regardless, it's definitely interesting. It's going to be interesting. I have no faith in Star Wars. It's completely shot. So even if this is good, it's not faith restored.
No,
because the plague of the executive producers that fucking lingers in that bloody studio, there's always the chance that something will fuck up. So that's pretty much Star Wars. I don't really
no film.
Anything else?
The fact that we haven't got a hint of a movie. I know the High Republic shit is supposed to be coming out or whatever, but still no no news on that. I mean, like,
Well, that's because Pat Jenkins ran away as soon as she had to deal with Kathleen Kennedy, so that film's
that was
gone.
to do with Rogue Squadron, though. Not
Yeah.
That's a different movie. Like, there's a few. Yeah, I'm just surprised that there's a lack of news on any of the movies. You know,
I'm not
coming out.
surprised. If I'm being honest, I'm not surprised.
No, I mean
Because they're constantly firing and changing and tweaking and all this kind of shit. Like I said, a moron executive producer. If it was anyone else, they would have had films in the pipeline. But with her, they clash, they get fired, or they leave the project, and this is why we don't have anything in the pipeline or anything to show, at least.
And I mean, this is, we do have, like, with the two, in my opinion, the two best movies of the sequel era are, and sequel era I mean like after Disney bought it. The two best movies are like the not lineage, like Skywalker saga movies. Yeah, like, so I honestly feel like Rogue One and Solo are the best movies because they probably didn't have as much producer, bullshit going on in the back.
Actually, Solo had massive interference, mate.
Well, I guess Solo had huge interference. Solo was the first kind of insight into what a clusterfuck Kennedy actually is.
Yeah, because
Ron Howard came along and did what he could, and honestly, it's not a bad film. Like, I don't hate it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the two. Yeah. Okay. So maybe there is more stuff, but
one of my favorite bits was Solo killing his mentor. He just shoots him dead rather than show him any kind of mercy. And I'm like, that's simple things like that are better than that Disney cucking him and saying, no, you can get away. But yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it for Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
Or anything that matters.
In a way, it's kind of a shame that's pretty much it for Star Wars. I mean, it's like...
Well, and then we move on to Marvel, where we got quite a few little tidbits in Marvel. It was very interesting, so it was nice. I'm going to...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go on then.
I was gonna say, I just want to point out though, no new announcements, like no new project announcements. I honestly thought that we would get more Phase 6 announcements and stuff like that going into this, and we got none.
No, I just got. But there was a surprise that came from there out of fucking nowhere, and it is literally I salivated when I saw this, and that was the Marvel Studios presents the Werewolf.
Yeah.
Holy crap! First of all, amazing trailer, 10 out of 10. Second of all, I hope that whole show or film or whatever it is looks like that 1950s Universal Monsters style photography. Looks fantastic. I think it will be, because then they can get away with a bit more blood and gore because
it's in black and white.
Showing the blood, and that really intrigued me, because this we saw obviously Werewolf, we saw Man Thing, and this is basically possibly could start a spin-off universe with the monsters in it. Hopefully done in that style. So obviously the monsters, you got like Man Thing, you got Werewolf, you got Dracula, you got fucking what's his name, like Frankenstein's
monster.
Loads of different, there's loads of different ones. I can't even remember all of them, but it'll be nice, and it'll be really good if they do that, because it's a nice fuck you to Universal Studios.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
We could do it. It's not that fucking hard. But honestly, this blew me away. This was my absolute favorite thing of D23. And I just cannot wait for this. I'm so glad it's coming out in Halloween. I don't know if it's just like an hour-long thing.
It's an hour-long thing.
Yeah, it's a special presentation.
1 hour.
It's a special.
This is a taster. This is like, okay, let's see how this does. And if it does well, then maybe they'll go with more in a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm all in on this. What were your guys' thoughts on it, Cheeto?
Actually, I only watched it once. I wasn't that interested, and honestly, I missed a lot of the stuff that you said. But I was also watching on my phone at that point.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm definitely interested, and I mean, actually listening to you talk about it makes me more interested, because it, But I can only half watch a trailer. I'm not gonna lie. But
Okay,
Werewolf by
yeah.
Night has never been kind of anything that I've ever had my eye on. But I'll, you know me, I'm an MCU mark, so I will probably watch it, when it comes out, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, my main recollection with the werewolf is obviously through Moon Knight, but
Hmm.
it's just that it's not even the fact that like I wasn't big on the Marvel monsters. I've read a couple of the comics. It's just the style of it. It's just so different and refreshing, and this is what I clamor with. Because the last decade, everything that MCU does, it has a cut and paste formula to it, and then this comes along, and it's just like finally something different. Man-Thing could end up very important in the multiverse saga. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this could be a multiversal thing,
Imagine if he comes out from another parallel universe and he's actually black and white while everyone else is in color.
That'd be great. Yeah, that would be fantastic. But speaking of unique and different, sorry, go on, Cheeto. Go
I
on.
was just going to ask, but that you brought up a good point is that do we think that maybe some of this stuff that they're building up for might cross over with Moon Knight eventually, maybe after season 2 of Moon Knight if they do one?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, because some of that,
Could
I mean,
be.
that's Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
was definitely him crossing over with Moon Knight was definitely a marketing point or like a turning point.
Well, it was how they introduced Moon Knight.
Yeah,
They brought Moon Knight in via the Werewolf by Night.
I actually didn't know that was where he originated.
Yeah,
from.
that's where he got his origins from.
Well, then put those two together. I mean, in that style too. Like don't bring it into
in that
like
style.
Moon Knight in that black and white.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, it's a black and white outfit anyway. Bring Oscar Isaac in, man. Man, we want it, Marvel. We want it.
Yeah, but they've started filming Moon Knight series 2, so I'm very happy about that. Hopefully it does. I mean, I loved Moon Knight. I just didn't like the last episode. It really pissed me off, and I was very bitter that they culled 2 characters and put in generic Disney woman. But I fucking still love the show, and I can't wait for series 2. Zam, anything to add?
Regarding the werewolf thing, like I don't know much about Marvel monsters, to tell you the truth. But no matter how good a Disney trailer can be, I think sometimes looks can be deceiving, and they can show you what they want to show you, but really, when it comes out, it might be business as usual. And regarding how Disney is, and I can't help it because at the end of the day, it's fucking Disney. It's fucking Disney, man.
Yeah,
and you might think you're getting one thing, but you end up getting. Their cookie cutter, as you mentioned, cookie cutter formulaic bollocks, and trailers. No matter what a trailer may be regarding Disney right now. I mean, out of the 3 of us, I was the one who likes Thor: Love and Thunder. I thought we were going to get a similar formula to that with not Thor: Love and Thunder, for Ragnarok. I thought we were going to get a similar sort of film with Thor: Love and Thunder, and the trailer looked interesting to me. But when the film came out, it was an absolute fucking joke. It was awful, one of the worst MCU films ever made. And so, yeah, when it comes to trailers right now, I mean, trailers do look good, but I just, the proof's in the pudding.
Absolutely. The good thing, I'm glad Thor: Love and Thunder happened because I think that actually sent shockwaves to the producers. And they're just like, oh shit, okay, people are really fucking finally fed up with all the jokes and all of that. So I'm kind of hoping that they tone it down a bit. And speaking of looking to have toned down, though this is not related to Thor, and I'm sure it'll be joke laden, we got a trailer of Secret Invasion, and that looks really good. Looks like a spy thriller type thing. Very much, it gave me very much Captain America Winter Soldier vibes. I don't know if you lot got that kind of vibe from it.
Yeah.
But that's the vibe I got from it. And if that's the case, then yes, please. And don't have too many fucking jokes in there, please. Just make it a more, it's very high stakes. The fucking Skrulls have invaded Earth during the blip. And we want to, make it serious, make it feel dangerous. They won't. It'll be nowhere near as good as a comic book event. But
Yeah,
Sam,
it'd
I'll
have to
go
be an
to you. What were
Avengers
your
level
thoughts?
movie in order for it to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I'll say this: it's about time that Nick Fury leads his own show. You know, you got Samuel L. fucking Jackson. You know what I mean? Make him the head of of a show or a series or whatever it may be, a film, and I'm really happy for that. Good supporting cast. Saw Martin Freeman there. Saw Don Cheadle back as Rhodey, which apparently this will lead on to
Armor
Armor
War.
Wars, which
Yeah.
is what I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be very much who is a Skrull. Like, and like anybody and everybody, could be a fucking Skrull, and even the person who you're following around doing the investigation might have been a Skrull all along, but he's just having to save face or whatever. It's going to be fascinating at the same time, and I don't know if the whole saga is gonna get nipped in the bud in the series as well. Like they're gonna resolve everything, but it's gonna be interesting to see what they bring into this.
Is this take place? I can't remember. There was rumors that it took place during the blip. Is
Yeah,
that
during
still
the blip.
So it is. So okay, it's still that.
Yeah, it looks like it's so. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, because like Ginger was saying, Secret Invasion was a great comic book, great build up even to that comic book. If you ever watch the cartoon Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes, the first half of the second season is a Secret Wars style scenario where the Skrulls are invaded and they've replaced a lot of the people, and it's actually a really good comparison to the comic book. I mean, it's not the same, but it's definitely right up there. So Zam, if you want something, it's only about 12, 13 episodes long, but if you want something that's kind of digestible and gives you a good idea of what Secret Wars in the comics was about, and you don't want to read the comics, like watch that show. It's 13 episodes, but it's amazing. I love that show, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
One more thing, like in that trailer, did we at all see Ben Mendelsohn and Samuel L. Jackson in the same shot together?
I don't
No.
think so.
Because if it's set during the blip, then maybe we're following the Skrull around, who's having to portray himself as as Nick Fury, so people don't think that he's blipped. If you know what I mean. So that it might be portrayed like that, but yeah,
Possibly,
yeah. I'll just see how it goes once again.
All right, just
Well,
going to quickly get to some comments.
Yeah.
So Daniel Vance, I bet this will be Samuel Jackson's last. It's not a film; it's a series, but I get what you mean. Rhodey looks to be a government official now, by the way he's dressed and with security detail. Yeah, more than likely, he's probably kind of helping to enforce the Accords. Yeah, the way that. Oh, they were walking down the alley.
Okay, fair enough. So it's not a
Sorry,
flashback.
I missed it, but cool. Cheeto, did I come to you for your? Yeah.
So one more thing. It's just that regarding all the joke stuff, like that, people were having issues with that, whilst these other films are still being made. So it might take a few films further down the line, a few television shows further down the line, for them to realize this jokey stuff.
It's probably another 18 months away before we start seeing.
Yeah, well, I still feel like Quantumania is still going to be joke laden. I still feel that
some places is warranted. I do think Ant-Man is more on the comical side of things, regardless.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, there's an excessiveness to it in recent years.
Yeah, they've gone too crazy with it, but it's not just that; they're just bad fucking jokes. Just bad. They just feel out of place. So I'm hoping they tone it down, and I'm hoping like Phase 5 just fucking steers the ship away from pointless bloody characters and stupid shit.
For me, like the humor actually works well when they're doing some of the crossover stuff, and then you see the interactions, and it could be quite funny and humorous in that sense. But when they're just doing it for the sake of it because they've got time to fill, it gets a bit much.
Ant-Man will die, Vance says.
Oh gosh.
Couldn't care less.
Well, we won't be dying of old age, that's for sure.
Yeah. I couldn't care less if he dies.
I like Paul Rudd's Scott Lang. I don't want him to die.
I like his Lang, but I just didn't like the Ant-Man film, so I couldn't care less if he fucking.
First one's good, second one's awful.
See, I like the second one a lot, but that's because
really no.
But I like Wasp in that more than I like
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, fair enough. No, that's fair enough. Okay. So quickly before we move on to the one that I feel is going to raise a few eyebrows with us, I'll quickly talk about Moon Girl and the dinosaur fucking bloke. I forget the name, but
Devil Dinosaur.
yeah, Moon Girl dinosaur, and just love the look of that. The animation style, nice and different. Any of you guys going to be watching that at all?
I didn't even see
Don't know
anything
anything
for
about
it.
this.
I watched the
Haven't
whole
seen the
Marvel
trailer.
panel. I didn't
Yeah?
see it.
Okay.
I missed this,
Yeah,
I missed
it's
that
a
one.
it's a fun little comic book. It's definitely geared towards kids. So is the cartoon geared towards kids. But the animation style is just what like got me more intrigued because it's different. It's like a 2D version of Into the Spider-Verse. That kind of weird like kind of graffiti style animation. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, we'll move on to actually we'll leave the group up thing till the end, and we'll move into we got Captain America 4, and confirmed to be showing up in that is the leader, who we last saw all the way back in 2008 in the Incredible
Oh,
Soul.
but that's not canon.
It's not canon.
It's not canon.
Not canon at all, right, Daniel
Not
Vance?
canon.
No,
It's
no,
parallel.
Daniel Vance has changed his mind.
I know he
Like,
has, but
here's
Jake will
another
still
thing.
die on that mound.
Yeah, here's another layer now for Jake because the same actor's coming back. There's no Liv Tyler ain't going to be canon. Like she might never fucking come back.
Yeah, but I'm sure leader's going to pop up in She-Hulk. That's for sure, because he was the one that probably sent out the wrecking crew to get Shulk's blood.
The homeless wrecking crew, it looked like.
Yeah, the homeless wrecking crew who got their
home wrecking crew.
their tools from an Asgardian building site. Which, to be fair, I mean the origins of the wrecking crew is fucking daft anyway. It's like something happens and one of them, the original wrecker, gets imbued with the powers from Asgard. By I think was it Odin or Thor or some shit like that, and then he splits his powers among 3 other people, and then it's just the weapons that are powered and fucking daft rubbish. So how they get him in this series, I don't really care. They're not that relevant. They're just fun, goofy idiots. Anyway, so that being said, Captain America 4, Isaiah Bradley's coming back as well.
Yes.
So hopefully we get to see him in action. That'd be awesome.
Isaiah Bradley's the Falcon, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
No, Isaiah Bradley is the Captain America, Black Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So, but the guy, I think it was it Reyes or something like that.
Yeah, Reyes is the new Falcon.
New Falcon, yeah. He's going to be in this as well.
He's going to be in it as well. This might end up being the origins for Patriot as well. I reckon that kid will be in it, and because he got his powers via blood transfusion from that Captain America, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's kind of like along the same lines as the Hulk She-Hulk origin.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I bet Leader and Banner's blood bank has something to do with mutants down the road. Possibly. God knows how they're gonna how their origins are going to be played out in the MCU. But the creation of the mutants, their origins, I don't care. Like I said originally, it should happen with the 2 snaps that happen, that sends a shockwave through Earth that kind of mutates people, changes their DNA and all this kind of stuff. But I don't care if it's through gamma blood or they just show up, like Kenny returning after he died, he got killed off, whatever. It's stories. As long as the stories are good and they don't Disneyfy the shit out of the mutants, then I'm easy. Yeah, they will.
The leader is basically like, and I've seen him before, but he's like a mini version of the Hulk, but he's more like the Marvel version of the Sinker. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, his shtick is that he is as smart as Hulk is strong.
Yeah.
Is how it's been described, like in
Yeah.
comic books and everything. So it's like, yeah, he's
Obviously
not
not
strong.
smart enough. Yeah, but
Well,
yeah.
Disney won't make him that smart either. You know.
yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so that's what we know about. Not much more information has been said about Captain America 4, but you know, as long as it's not as goofy as Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, it started off good, but then it got goofy. Then you know, hopefully it's good. We didn't
Still
get
my
anything
favorite.
for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, they had a whole panel, and I think
They
they
had
had
a trailer.
Panel, yeah, but I don't give a shit.
No, they
about
had a
fucking
trailer.
panel.
They had
yes,
like
I think
more.
they had a trailer. I haven't seen it, but
Did they? I haven't seen the
Yeah.
trailer.
There was it was more to do with I think it was a trailer only for the people within the audience.
Yeah,
Oh,
all
okay, the ones that went. So it's a bit
yeah,
like
all the
Indiana Jones,
trailers
where
that
they
they
just
showed
showed.
were only for the so it's hard to find copies of them before they get taken down by the
Yeah,
Disney
that's fine.
team.
I'm not that fast. They'll pop up later because
It had like
you know,
sorry,
go
go
on,
on.
Dan.
No, the trailer itself just had like a bit more of Angela Bassett talking to people within like all these government officials and stuff like that. It was like an extended version of that.
Okay,
But basically a scene, just like more of a scene
all
than
right.
a trailer and stuff like that. I think Angela Bassett might be the main focus of the film. I mean, I don't think she'll be Black Panther, but that's for sure. But I think she'll definitely be like the lead of the film.
Hi, Auntie. Yeah,
She's a
but
great
that's cool.
actress, yeah.
I don't mind. You know, as long as they just the
Oh,
war between them and Namor is good.
I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Just going back to Secret Invasion, so good to see Olivia Colman in the MCU. It's amazing from where I saw her as a young kid on on cheap BBC programs and Channel 4 stuff, and now she's won an Oscar. She's in the fucking MCU now. I love it.
Well, I mean, not disrespect, but for Olivia Colman in the MCU, that's a fucking relegation for an actress of her caliber. By the way,
I think you should be
if
able
you
to do
like,
everything.
yeah, if you like Olivia Colman, watch the series Flowers. That was on Channel 4. It's only 2 series. That's the first time I've cried watching something since I think the Green Mile.
Okay.
Yeah, brilliant, just absolutely brilliant series. It's only 2 series long and so 12 episodes, but it's very good. But yeah, it's nice to see Olivia Colman. She's one of the best actresses around for sure. Something has to happen to Falcon to make Bucky go rogue again. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. In fact, is there anything else to discuss?
Not really. I mean, there was
No.
Quantumania, but I mean, we already
Marvels,
know
the Marvels.
the Marvels, but
Did
I mean, we kind of know.
they
There's not
show
really
anything with that?
No.
I mean, they showed
But they
they showed
explained
a
some
trailer,
stuff.
I think, for Marvels or footage.
That for the panel for the people that attended.
Yeah, all of it
Okay.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loki season 2 had some stuff, and they shown a scene or something like that that apparently Kang was in. But as I said, I haven't been able to find it online yet.
All
I mean,
right,
eventually
so-
once things die down, you'll be able to find all these things like janky versions online.
Yeah. Yeah, because I saw that Mandalorian trailer. That was a trailer I saw the weird copy of that made it online months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed. I'm not desperate to see. You know, we'll get what we get. Okay, so now we move on to the Thunderbolts. Now, when they showed the lineup, my eyebrows raised, went around the back of the head, traveled around my body, and went back into place again because I was like, this is basically Black Widow 2. Because there's 4 characters from that film. Well, 3 and 1 that showed up at the end.
Val,
obviously.
yeah,
Val that showed up at the end. But this is basically Black Widow 2. And then Bucky's in there as well, which he's not going to be the rogue. Obviously, he'll probably be the good guy that keeps the rogues in check.
Yeah.
Now, my theory is that there might be like a team up between Zemo and Abomination.
God damn it, you're stealing my theory.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, I think they're going to go after them. They're going to probably be the main bad in this. And possibly a few others. But, you know, we've got Ghost. We've got Red Guardian. Which, again, now we know we're going to get a whole lot of fucking jokes in there. with David Harbour's character. So here we go with the generic Marvel shit.
I was very surprised to see David Harbour's Red Guardian in there. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
and Taskmaster too. I'm like, that Taskmaster was so bad.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was very
was
surprised.
awful. You know, we got like, you know,
I'm very
I know
disappointed
Captain.
with this lineup. Sorry. All right, Zam, go for it, man.
No, I
what
know
are your
he's Captain
thoughts?
Russia, but it's like we've got 3 super soldiers now in that team, which is a bit top heavy on the super soldiers. You're right about it being Black Widow too. Taskmaster was a terrible character. I'm not sure if they could redeem her and make her more acceptable. I mean, she's going to be like, you know, in that group, there's always the quiet one. That's going to be her, but maybe Ghost as well. Ghost really is a ghost. She's a fucking enigma. I can't even remember what she was like in Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's
Boring, generic.
She was trying to find a cure for her.
She was trying to find a cure for her thing, which
it,
Lady Wasp, wifey Janet
I
Van Dyne magically had a cure for. As soon as she got out,
fingertips on the temple.
Yeah, there you go. Woo! You're cured, you stupid bitch.
It's gonna be interesting to see like a father and daughter in the same sort of team as well, and who's gonna like. There'll be like people vying for leader because Red Guardian, you know, US agent. They're gonna probably think that they're more worthy of being in charge than Bucky Barnes. So. And I hope they don't refer him as the Winter Soldier anymore. I really feel that moniker he's dropped it now. I feel he's no longer the Winter Soldier anymore. He's now Bucky Barnes again.
But see, this is where I have the issue with this: is why is Bucky in this? If his story arc, I was more expecting to see him in Captain America: New World Order. It seems like he's actually not. I mean, he wasn't on the panel for. He might be in New World Order a little bit, but I think it's going to be more of a cameo role. I think this is going to be his movie that he's in, that he's kind of front running with, and
like a Rick Scott character.
Yeah, like he's going to be one of the main characters, and I just don't like it. I'm okay
with.
They're
probably doing it because he's established. He's an established MCU character, so they need the kind of heavy hitter that people are familiar with.
Well, yeah, Yelena.
All the other characters are not, like, no matter what you think with Yelena, she's only popped up here and there, and Red Guardian, all this kind of stuff. So they needed like the heavy hitter, like the Captain America type of to sell this film. Because
maybe like Zemo or maybe Abomination, maybe. I mean,
yeah, but then
even them,
they might be hiding some of the lineup. You know.
I know, and that's I go along with your theory, Ginge, is that that was part of my theory, is that Zemo's forming what they call in the comic books, they probably won't call it in real life, the Masters of Evil, which is Zemo, Abomination, Enchantress, and not that lineup. I'm just talking about that team.
Yeah,
like, they might form some so now it's going to be the Thunderbolts bad guy or anti-hero team versus the Masters of Evil villain team. Which is, I don't know how I like that. I like.
We might get Agatha Harkness.
Be Agatha. To take the place of Enchantress.
Could be what's her name? Sharon
Carter. Yeah.
Sharon Carter.
But I really feel like it is going to be a team versus team movie where it's like the Thunderbolts versus the Masters of Evil is what it's it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, first, I don't want some end of the world catastrophe. And regarding Sharon Carter, she really needs to be in Captain America 4, for sure, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Daniel Vance, Betty Ross is Red Hulk. Bring it.
Well, in the comic book, she's Red She-Hulk. So I mean, since the untimely passing of William Hurt, I mean, it's not that far of a stretch to just, instead of having Red Hulk, to have Red She-Hulk as that role,
Yeah. Sharon is working for the leader.
I mean, that's another possibility because the leader is coming in Captain America: New World Order, so that could lead right into Thunderbolts. It seems like the Captain America: New World Order might be leading right up into Thunderbolts. So we might see a lot of time.
One where MODOK's supposed to be in?
Quantumania.
Oh yeah, that's it.
That's the Yellow Jacket, isn't he, MODOK?
No.
He's yellow. Apparently, he's Yellow Jacket.
Oh, what, transformed into MODOK?
Yeah, because like when he got contorted and stuff like that, it basically was turning him into MODOK.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool.
So
I like the actor that played the Yellow Jacket. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. So,
yeah,
He was good in House of Cards.
huh?
He was good in
House of Cards. Yeah, House of Cards. That's it. Yeah, it was great.
surprised
in
you
that.
watched that, Cheeto.
Yeah. I've also watched Californication.
Oh,
Is that the one with David?
David
Yeah, he
Duchovny.
plays like a stoner writer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. So yeah, Thunderbolts. It's a bit of a disappointing lineup, but I think I'm more pissed off with having Taskmaster and Red Guardian in there, especially Red Guardian, because then I know that I'm just going to be sitting there groaning with the constant fucking jokes, And it's just a waste of David Arbor, in my opinion. I still think that he should have been Sabretooth rather than this, but whatever. Yeah. Did we get anything else? I think that was it.
That was really it. I mean,
Yeah, okay, well,
they announced a Fantastic Four director, which is the same one who did WandaVision. We got no casting announcements for Fantastic Four, which I'm thoroughly pissed about. D23, like I thought that they were gonna go even more, and I know we got a lot of footage and stuff like that, but I'm really sad that we didn't get a lot more at D23 because I really thought that at Comic-Con they went in all in, and I thought in D23 they were gonna go even more in. But we didn't
it's
really
kind of
get
just
that.
exposed.
Maybe
what
they've
they're-
gone back to the drawing board after a lot of backlash with some of their stuff that they've got. So maybe they're just like, okay, we'll play our cards close to our chest and reveal more stuff in San Diego Comic-Con 23 instead. Because I have a funny feeling, because the way they showed some of the trailers, they were very much making sure not to make them too comical. Whereas before they've gone all in on the comedy in the trailers, this felt different, and I think that they're just finally understanding that, for fuck's sake, just back it up. I'm not saying you can't have comedy in it. When it works, but just not in political thrillers and things like that.
Yeah.
Casting of Fantastic Four hasn't begun. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever they cast, they cast.
I
just wanna
honestly
add
kind of
something.
don't want John Krasinski anymore. I'm kind of okay with him being like, hey, we got that tidbit, and
I don't want it. I don't want him as Reed Richards. People wanted him as Reed. I don't even think he's a good Reed Richards. It was cute that they put him in the film where they did it, but he was a moron by revealing Black Bolt's power. But yeah, I don't want Krasinski. I just give me completely different, something left field, whatever.
Well, look, regarding Fantastic Four, from what I heard from other YouTubers, that there were sort of like medium to minor YouTubers out there who were clickbaiting the hell out of themselves by saying, yes, Fantastic Four is going to be revealed, they guarantee it, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They had word of mouth. They know people within the expo who told them that they're going to reveal Fantastic Four. I mean, I don't watch these YouTubers, but that's what I heard from the aftermath of Expo from some other people who I watch, and it just made me laugh because the fuck all came out regarding Fantastic Four. I mean, people thought Fantastic Four was going to come out on Phase 4, and that never was the case. Now it's going to be more likely Phase 6. So,
well,
I'm
Fantastic
very
Four
happy,
will lead
you know.
Phase 5, and the X-Men will lead Phase 6, right?
7.
Yes, 7. Sorry, yeah, 6 and 7. Sorry, Dan, you're right. Yeah,
yeah.
But
I really think after Secret Wars is when the X-Men are going to start coming in. Now they might debut in like in little
different
tidbits.
shows and things like that. Yeah,
and because they're already.
It's the right way to do it. Don't just throw them straight into the X-Men. Start bringing them in now, so you build up hype to when they get to. But yeah,
the thing is, I went into all of this shit with low expectations, so that way you should never like expect certain things. But I went into Assassin's Creed Expo with low expectations, and my expectations was even end up things becoming even worse for me because, like I said, there's no gameplay trailers or anything like that. But with Disney Expo, I wasn't expecting a ton of shit, and whatever we did get was a bonus, and that's how I looked at it.
Well, for me, Werewolf by Night just blew me away, and
Yeah.
Secret Invasion looked good. But the Werewolf by Night thing literally blew me away because the more different shit you do, the more like I'm happy, because it just breaking away from the MCU formula is very much needed, and this is just something out there. It's completely out of left field, and it was the highlight of the. It's been the highlight of the year for me, even including the San Diego Comic-Con. Whatever crap they revealed there, the Werewolf by Night has just been like the Marvel highlight for me. So I thought, wow, it's just so different. The recent revealed second mutant in the comics, Kamala being the first.
Well, who was the who's the second?
Who's the second?
Like what comic? Like an MCU
Maybe
comic?
the man with claws we saw we heard about in She-Hulk. I mean, it wasn't physically revealed, but a man with claws starts a bar fight, and that was mentioned in She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's like more in keeping with Wolverine.
I think that's more of an Easter egg, though. I don't think
Is
that's
Frogman a mutant?
I don't know if they're going to go that route.
Just a suit.
But they also said it in the comic. So is there like some kind of like prequel comic to something?
There must be some kind of the shitty MCU comic, because you know what Marvel does. Marvel Comics is basically like, yes, I know Star Wars is shit, but if you read the comic book, it'll make sense. Like, no, fuck you. You should have got it right in the films rather than having me rely on bloody comic books. Which is ironic. I'm saying that when it comes to the Marvel stuff, but given that they play fast and loose with everything, I don't want the comic books to be the fucking the catalyst for anything in the MCU film universe.
I don't know. He hasn't answered yet, so
Come on, Vance, answer us, damn it! Just being rude now.
He's just dangling it out there for us.
Just dangling it out there like a fucking carrot, you piece of poop. Oh, Sabra. Okay. Yeah, Sabra's going to be in. Isn't it Echo?
No, I don't even know who Sabra is.
Yeah, they're real I'm Fagra. Fucking hell. I've been cancelled. New World Order. Yeah, I was right. Sorry. Yeah. Captain America 4 she'll be in. And Vance just said it. Yeah, she's going to be in that.
2024 shit, isn't it? Like, I mean, they haven't even started.
But who the fuck? Like, again, we're just getting the obscure. I told you what they're going to do with the X-Men anyway. I told you they'll give you everyone but the main lot.
So no Wolverine, no Jean Grey, no Cyclops, no Professor
I don't want
X.
Wolverine, but yeah, I don't even want the original 5 because they're fucking bland. But at least give me the Beast, Jean, and Cyclops are a must. I don't care. I'd bring in Angel, but I'd have him killed off, and then bring him back later. Angel, and then Iceman. I don't really give a shit about.
Gambit.
I don't think they'll bring him in.
What are you talking about, mon ami?
Yeah, what are you talking about? No, I guarantee you 100% they will go for the most diverse cast for X-Men. 100%. Because I know how Disney thinks. So they'll just bring in they'll be like, okay, which nation haven't we touched? We'll bring those in as the first lot of X-Men.
Well, they're a diverse cast anyway. Fucking Storm.
Yeah, they are a diverse cast. I mean, I already said it. Like, for me, I would have
Canadian.
Like Psylocke, Storm, 100%. I'd have Storm, Armor, who's Asian, who's just a really cool mutant power. Yeah,
Russian,
just like all the different ones, like Mondo, and there's loads I can't think of now. But yeah, you can really just go all in. It doesn't even have to be like 6 or 7. You can have like 10.
I mean, I have to admit, like, it really rocked my world when I originally saw the lineup for X-Men First Class, and I said, "Oh, this is bullshit! Like all these characters, none of these characters are even except for Beast and Professor X are the original." And then and then I saw the movie, and I'm like, "Wow, this is my favorite X-Men movie."
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't mind seeing Nicholas Hoult come back as Beast. He played a good Beast.
No, I want a new cast. I want a new. I don't want. I want them completely removed from the Foxverse. The exception being obviously Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. But even if they recast Ryan Reynolds from being Deadpool, I don't mind. There's only
I guarantee Deadpool 3 will be a disappointment. I guarantee it. I'm the only one who thinks that Disney will Disneyfy it. It will not be what people expect. It's going to be a big disappointment.
Yeah, I mean, X-Men, I think they're going to ruin as well. But as long as they pick the right diverse characters, Like Dust as well is another good one. She's like Middle Eastern. Whereas the Fall,
Is
the
Katana a
Nico,
mutant?
huh?
Katana, the Japanese girl with the sword, is she a
That's
mutant?
No,
DC.
that's
Oh
Suicide
yeah,
Squad.
sorry. Oh my god, sorry.
You're thinking of Psylocke. Psylocke,
I'm
Psylocke
Lilac,
is
yeah.
Psylocke is British woman of royal stock.
But that would be a good way
But
to
her consciousness is
God, I can't
transferred
believe I said that.
to an
Though,
Asian
man.
woman.
that would be a good way to introduce Captain Britain and Psylocke, though. I mean, Henry
I,
Cavill's
I
Captain.
wouldn't. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. I would have Betty Ross in the Captain Britain film before the X-Men film, and then have her die in that, and then have her consciousness go to Psylocke, to the Asian whoever.
I don't think Henry Cavill will be Captain Britain. By the way,
No,
rumors are
they've
that he's
talked about
in
him
the
either
new.
being Sentry. Like there's been talks, and as I said, none of it's confirmed, but there's been talks about him being in Loki season 2 as Centurion, which is a very big. It's basically supposed to be Marvel Superman, but I mean power wise, not popularity wise.
Centurion, the alien.
Or Sentry, sorry, Sentry.
Sentry, I was going to say, yeah, Sentry, because Centurion, I think, is that's Gladiator.
Yeah,
But
Gladiator's a
Sentry,
GR guy.
Sentry's an interesting character because he has the void that he has to battle with as well. So it's a bit of a schizophrenic superhero.
Give him
which
a
is
new
a kind of
conversation.
convenient plot device to keep him away from everything.
Yeah.
Rumors are that Cavill's going to be the new James Bond, so he might not have the opportunity.
He's not going to be James Bond. Nah, he's not.
No, you
They're
don't
going
think
to
so?
go younger. They're going to go younger. Yeah. No, they already quashed that. The Broccoli's already quashed all those fucking rumors.
Taron Egerton could be a good James Bond.
Tara Egerton could be a good James Bond. I'm still on the thing that if they insist on not going with the white guy, then they should go with Henry Golding because he is perfect. Asian, but pure oozes James Bond character.
I liked him in The Gentleman. He was good.
Yeah, he was fantastic in that, and he'd be great to play James Bond if they go down that route. If not, then whatever. I mean, it's a dead franchise.
John Boyega?
James Bond. Huh? No, I don't like John Boyega.
I heard John Boyega's though in talks about being casted in something.
Huh?
I heard John Boyega's in talks to be casted as something in the MCU.
Yeah, is he really? Because I'm pretty sure he's done with Marvel, with Disney.
Well, I mean, I heard, and this is all rumor at this point. I mean, it's not we got this covered levels of rumor, but it's like,
yeah, I'd stave off of that. I'd wait and see till something a bit more concrete. But I think Boyega's more going down like doing the smaller kind of film stuff. I think he's done with like big blockbuster stuff. Yeah, Reynolds is good enough comedian to make a Disney Deadpool work. He would even make it a running joke. Yeah, but the problem is, knowing Reynolds, it will just lean heavily too much into that and overdo the joke to the point where you're like, okay.
By the way, I don't think Deadpool 2 was as funny as the first one. By the way,
no, the first one was better. But my favorite part in Deadpool 2 was all of the X-Force just getting killed as they come down. I just
and Brad Pitt being
pissed
invisible,
myself laughing.
Yeah.
But the film overall was, a letdown. I liked it when I first watched it, but then on repeat viewing, it's just diminishing returns. It's just like,
but I got MacGruber vibes, by the way, because MacGruber did it first when he had all those WWE wrestlers in his team.
Yeah, in the van, and the van blew up.
It blew up like with the great Carly and Chris Jericho in there and stuff like
Mark
that.
Henry and all that. Yeah.
Mark Henry,
yeah. But yeah. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what when they do the next big reveal of stuff. Will they wait all the way until San Diego Comic-Con, or will they just be chucking out trailers?
When is San Diego Comic-Con?
Usually in
always like 20-something of July.
Oh, was it July? No, that's New York.
A year away.
No, New York is February.
Oh wow, God.
Oh no, so New York Comic-Con is October. New York Toy Fair is in February, and then San Diego Comic-Con is July.
Oh, okay. I got my time frames all messed up.
I only know all of that because I'm a toy fan, so I know exactly when those conventions are because they do a bunch of toy reveals. even for the Comic Cons. So the next one we have, but I don't think they'll do anything for that. I think they're gonna wait. Either they'll have like a special Disney event, or they just release stuff as they go, or they'll just wait. There's plenty coming out before Comic Con. So
yeah, I mean next July, I mean the Wakanda Forever will be out, Quantum Mania will be out, the Marvels is coming out in July. So depending on when in the month the Marvels comes out, that'll also be coming out. Is there something in May?
I thought it was the Marvels that was coming out in May.
No, I think Marvels is July.
Is it?
Hold on, I'm looking.
When's Quantum Mania? Is Quantum Mania at the end of the year?
Guardians of
February.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think, and there was no announcements for that. Like nobody
there's been no trailers, no announcements, and they've been filming that for ages.
Yeah,
must be really shit.
Well, who'd have thought it? James Gunn making shit.
Oh my god, I'm shocked. Look.
Listen, the honeymoon period for James Gunn and Taika Waititi is well over.
It's
in my
gone.
opinion.
It's over. Their egos. They made it. They're both one and the same. They made one good fucking film in the MCU. Well, I didn't like Ragnarok, but majority of people did, and I'm happy to say, it's fine if whatever. But their egos just inflated after that, and then they just got. And the problem is when you make something really successful, then producers take their foot off the brake and be like, okay, here you go. You can do a bit more now. You can be a bit more creative. And then you just find that, shit. They're idiots. The same thing happened with Wonder Woman. The producers let their foot off the brake, and Patty Jenkins kind of took over the writing aspect of it as well. And it was a shit show. Hello, Gemini, or Hello, Gemini.
That's Dixie, by the way. But look,
Dixie.
There is no filmmaker out there that I've come across that eventually doesn't like the smell of their own farts and end up making a big pile of fucking shit. They all do it. They all eventually do it, So I'm not
including us here on YouTube.
Really.
Well, I mean, another prime example of smelling their own farts and being a convoluted bore fest is Christopher Nolan. Anything he's made after The Dark Knight, apart from the Inception, everything else has just been like, what a fucking pile of boring shite.
Interstellar?
Fucking rubbish. Absolutely. I hate those kind of films anyway. But I didn't like it. Tenet was rubbish.
I haven't seen
Marvel's on July 28th, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is May 5th. So it is Guardians, but there was nothing for Guardians. Like it wasn't even talked about, I don't think, on any of the panels, because I watched the whole panel, and there was nothing about Guardians.
Most of the stuff was about the stuff they're going to start. They haven't even started filming yet. They were talking more about stuff that they're going to eventually start filming.
But again, maybe they're avoiding Guardians 3 because it's too many jokes.
Well, I know, but I think
the disaster with Ragnarok and with Thor: Love and Thunder, they're like,
Well, I think they're just happy to get like Guardians 3. Like they're kind of happy to kind of cut ties with James Gunn at this point. They're just like, okay, you get to close out your trilogy. We're gonna maybe moving forward. We're gonna get somebody new to do a new team of Guardians, which I'm okay with them doing a new version of Guardians. Like just don't call it like Guardians Volume whatever. Call it Guardians of the Galaxy. The Starro anus of Zemario or something like that.
I feel like they're gonna. I think the Guardians 3 is going to be the bookend, and then the only time we'll see the Guardians characters again will be in crossovers. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I don't really want to see them in any more stuff, to be honest. Because they're like the fucking anchor point of all the shit jokes we've had to endure. So never seeing them again would make me very happy.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm okay with them reformatting the team, but like, I'm sorry, like, you got to get rid of Peter Quill. I don't mind Rocket as much. I think Rocket.
Everyone loves Rocket.
I think Rocket and Groot are okay. Yeah, but they're not a joke by second. It's more of a sarcastic like satire almost on the movie itself that they are in.
Yeah.
Well, look, it
But
could
it would
be
be nice for them to
Guardians
bring-
3, the search for Gamora. I mean, like she's not even part of this group at the moment. It's Nebula who's going to fill the role.
Oh no, I think she's going to be a part of it once they start, because they already shown footage at San Diego Comic-Con, and Gamora was one of the leaders of the Ravagers. Like that was one of the things, is that Gamora was a leader of the Ravagers already, and I think they said it was at the beginning of the movie. So there's no search for Gamora unless it's
going to be a backstory for Rocket.
Well, the main thing is, because Vance kind of hits on it, but there's going to be a lot about the origins of Rocket. So again, expect another fucking personal story, which is like, fuck off. Seriously, this is what made Guardians of the Galaxy 2 so goddamn shit. I didn't need a fucking daddy issues film.
Sometimes you don't need answers.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain where Rocket came from.
But it was a waste of ego of the planet as well, and it was just fucking sitting there like a film with
ego.
Yeah, just fucking film with daddy issues. The only highlight of that film was the de-aging of Kurt Russell was spectacular. Fucking blew me away. But that film, I hate that film. It was a waste, given that Infinity War was around the corner, and they chose to make a film about daddy issues.
No, oh yeah, you're right. It was about the next year, I think, was Infinity War.
Yeah,
right?
it was literally the next film after that was Ragnarok, and then it was Infinity War.
Yeah, there was another one.
Daddy issue seems to be a saying.
It was probably Ant-Man.
No, that was after Infinity War.
All right, okay.
Anyway, not important.
So yeah, I hated that film, and then now they're going to do it again with High Evolutionary and Rocket Raccoon. It's just like,
that
they're going to ruin him, and they're probably going to ruin Adam Warlock as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to ruin Adam Warlock. I mean, that's why it's kind of like, part of me is like, yeah, I want you to reform the Guardians, maybe with like the best parts, but like Gamora's okay. Keep maybe Nebula, Rocket, Groot, and then like Peter Quill can fuck off.
Chick with the antennas.
Yeah, Mantis can fuck off.
Yeah, Mantis can
Drax
fuck
needs
off.
to fuck off.
Drax
can really seriously fuck off.
You look like you look younger than that. And by the way, it's a nice picture of Lauren Boebert you got there, Dixie.
Who?
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert.
No idea who that is. Okay. He's had that picture forever. That's like.
It looks like Lauren Boebert from here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're fucking late. So cool. All right. So D23, we got a lot of nothing and a lot of odd surprises, and Little Mermaid's voice was fucking mesmerizing. And let's see what bring on Halloween, because we've got Hocus Pocus 2 coming out and Werewolf by midnight. So happy fucking day. Oh yeah, that silly bitch. No, who you mean? Yeah, the crazy
the brunette version of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
I want to end this now.
A prostitute who slept with fucking Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Okay.
I
want to finish this now because I'm very tired. So thank you for anyone that joined in on the chat. Zam and Cheetah, thank you very much for joining me. And I don't know what you guys have got coming out tomorrow. Whatever you got.
Game of Thrones, House of Dragon.
Oh, there you go. Game of Thrones. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.